is going on, everybody? Gold and Blue Dude here with you again. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I put out a video every single day, sometimes multiple videos depending on how active the day is or what kind of mood I'm in. So if you don't like this video, maybe you'll like the next. So today I'm talking about postseason options for college football. And this is under the assumption that all conferences will go to conference-only schedules. There's still a way to make this work. And I looked at the NHL as an example. They're doing playing games for a 2014 tournament. So my idea is to keep the conference-only games, but use those as play-in games for a 32-team tournament at the end of the year. And before you use the excuse of, well, that's extra games, it's really not that many extra games because you're losing 2 games, and teams that would have made the playoffs, no extra games at all because we're talking 4 games. Teams that would make a bowl, only 1 extra game. So here we go, my idea for a 32-team tournament at the end of the year. So first of all, like I said, conference games, playing games. Now, how to get into the 32-team tournament is simple. Be the top 5 in your conference. So the Power 5 conferences, the top 5 of each conference would get into the tournament. Now that can be adjusted because conferences have, different level of how many teams are in their conference. Let's say the Big 12, instead of 5, they only get 3 in, and then you give those 2 spots that they give up to the SEC and the Big 10, and both of those conferences would get 6 teams in. And you could either do it, straight up top 6 teams or the top 3 of each division. However you want to, do that. So that's a total of 25 so far. So how do we make up the other 7? Well, that's where you go to the group of 5, and what you do is you put in the winner, the best team of each conference into the tournament. So that 25 plus 5, that's 30. How do we get those other 2 teams? That's where the bubble comes in. Just like the basketball tournament, there's going to be bubble teams, and you give those last 2 spots to the next 2 best teams that could be in the Power 5 or the group of 5, depending on, strength of schedule, how they did against common opponents, just like they do in the college basketball tournament. So let's recap. Power 5 gets 25 total. Whether you do straight up 5 each conference, or you want to adjust it according to number of members per conference, which that's the direction I would go. I would think that would be more fair because the Big 12 only has 10 members, and then other conferences have 12 and 14 members. So I would limit the Big 12 to 3 and give their other 2 to probably the SEC and the Big 10 because they're a little bit stronger conferences. I definitely wouldn't give it to the ACC or the Pac-12 as of right now. But that could change as well depending on how good they do throughout the year. So Power 5 makes up 25, however you want to do it. And then 5 more from the group of 5, the number 1 team, the winner of each conference. So 25 and 5, that makes 30. And then to get to 32, you use the bubble system. So that's my idea. I'm in the mindset that the only bad idea right now is no idea. So I'm coming up with whatever pops into my brain and makes sense. And this actually kind of makes sense because, like I said before, you're not really playing any extra games because the teams that would make the playoffs, it would be the same amount of games because you would be losing 2, and the playoffs is 2 more games, that's 4, and the tournament would be 4 games. Teams that would not make the playoffs but would make a bowl, that's only 1 extra game. And like I've been saying before, this would give a chance to the group of 5 members to actually win a national championship because let's face it, right now they have 0 chance. UCF proved that a few years ago. The FCS, they have a tournament to crown a champion. The FBS, we have the playoffs, but the group of 5 really don't have a chance. So maybe this year we could give the group of 5 finally a chance to win a national championship. So what do you guys think about this idea? And if you have, other ideas or, whatever you come up with, leave comments, okay? Let me know. I want to see what everybody else is thinking, all right? So that's all I have for you today. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on my next show.